We went out for a bike ride in the morning, and we had just about gotten up to mile 6 when Bob indicated he was, needed to stop. He looked good at the time. I mean, okay, maybe we'd ridden a little too fast or a little too far, so we walked for a bit and then got back on the bikes and finished the ride.
I had gone out for a walk. I got back, then Bob got back and said he wasn't feeling well. He had indigestion and wanted to lay down. So I went into the bedroom to see how he was, and when he stood up, he was wobbling. When
I came up and looked at Bob, there was an issue. It was as though he was having a stroke. I dialed 911 immediately. The local police were here within 90 seconds. They understood what was going on immediately, and they put Bob on oxygen.
The ambulance transported us to Soch. I knew it was serious because I had called our family doctor. He was very reassuring, but said that this is serious. They've called a helicopter in, and that they were going to medevac Bobby to Deborah.
I knew it was serious when they were medevacing him, but when we got there and the doctor said they have him opened up, his chest opened up already, I was like, oh my God, how serious is this?
At the time I hadn't told Katie yet, our daughter, because we didn't know where exactly Bobby was going. But when we found out it was Deborah, and I texted family, I can't begin to tell you how many people responded by saying you're going to the absolute best place Bobby could be going.
I was called by the emergency room doctor, Dr. Mastro, who said, Matt, we have a problem. You need to come down and check it out. There was a massive, you can see just a filling defect, which indicates a tear of the entirety of the front part of the aorta extending all the way down to the abdominal aorta, which is the main artery, with the tear going into both the left subclavian or arm artery and the right subclavian arm artery, as well as the carotid arteries.
Essentially 50% of people will die from an aortic dissection in the first 2 days. We had to do a little different type of procedure, a bit more advanced, in that he had to be cooled down to a very low temperature so that you can directly examine those arteries that go up to the head, up to the brain.
Typically the natural course would be one of two things. Either that tear would lend itself to a free rupture or perforation of the aorta, which would be catastrophic within a couple minutes, or the tear could have led to either a stroke or some sort of end organ damage by the tear going into the artery and just destroying it. So he would have died of organ failure, probably within hours.
I just told Bob that he needed an operation, that his life depended on it. He was so uncomfortable, and he knew something bad was going on. He immediately agreed and put his life in all of our hands here at Deborah.
Surgery had been in progress, and Dr. Neary came out later, and he was explaining to me in very gentle terms what was happening to Bobby. He was so kind. And then he showed me pictures, very simple, uncomplicated pictures.
They allowed for all questions. So it wasn't like, okay, hurry up, I've got to go somewhere. Any question we had, we were walked through it collectively in a very genuine, sincere, and professional fashion that we actually understood.
You felt that as horrific as this whole experience was, that entire 24 hours, he was going to be okay because he was in the right place.
He did amazing, and his wife is so happy, and his daughter's so happy, and they celebrated her birthday here in the hospital while he was getting better, and they're just a very amazing, lovely family, and I wish them nothing but the best and years of good health.
I'm very fortunate. I have, I think, the best job in the world. I mean, I get to make a difference at times in trying to save people, to help them lead the lives that they want to. It has responsibility, but it's the best job. It's fun.
What you learn is that life is very fragile. I can't take it for granted like I used to. So yeah, you're given a second chance, and time is very, very dear to us now. Every minute that passes, you can't get back.
The incredible Deborah patient journey you just watched would not have been possible without our generous donors and their unwavering support of Deborah's philanthropic mission. You can learn more about the Deborah Foundation and show your financial support at deborahfoundation.org, where we never put a price on life.